So today I'm going to be telling you about the British line of succession. Simple as that. I do have a cheat sheet right here because I keep on forgetting the names. So, I thought I'd know like the first few, but like the last few, no. Like I know them, but just like the names, it's impossible. It's a lot of people, and yeah. So let's get right into it. Well, the current monarch of the United Kingdom is Queen Elizabeth II, and surely sometimes, like in a few years, surely she has to die. Surely. And I mean, that woman is immortal. But there has to be the next king, the next queen. And in order to have that, you need a line of succession. Who knows if the government of the United Kingdom will change and there will be no longer a need for a king. But as of this day, by now, 13th of September of 2021, yeah, because in the UK it is 12, it is 13. It's 1 a.m. here, so. So there needs to be the next monarch after London Bridge, Operational London Bridge starts occurring. That is the code name given for Elizabeth's death and funeral. So, who would be the next king? Well, the next in line, the first in line of succession, is Prince Charles, the eldest son of Queen Elizabeth. Now he's quite old, and I mean, chances are he will take the throne, but if he doesn't, or if he does and he dies, when he dies, well, considering he has both his mother's and father's genes, his father, Philip, he died in April at the age of 99, a month away from turning 100. So he has both of those genes, like the mother and the father. So he's pretty much going to live forever. But if he doesn't, his son, Prince William, will take the throne. Now, someone has to succeed William. And that would be his own son, Prince George. If George, for whatever reason, when he comes to the throne, doesn't have a child, or abdicates before he can have a child, whatever, something happens, the next in line, and that would be number 4, I just looked at the number, not the name, that would be Princess Charlotte. And if she becomes queen and doesn't have great children, the next in line would be Prince Louis. 5th. And that would be that. But for example, let's just say something happens with that line in the family, like William, and, well, I don't know, they get thrown out. I don't know. Something happens, and it goes to the next person in the line of succession, number 6, and that would be Prince Harry, also son of Prince Charles. If Prince Harry, I mean, he takes the throne and then someone, like, he dies and needs someone to succeed him, or if he abdicates or whatever, his son Archie, eldest son Archie, would take the throne. And if Archie were to take the throne and didn't have any children or whatever, then Lilibet would take the throne. That's Harry and Meghan's new child, and I think they had it like around June, I think it is. I'm not entirely sure though. Now, let's just say between now and when Elizabeth dies, if she dies, Charles gets disowned. He is no longer the Prince of Wales. He is kept out of line of succession, and because of that, his whole family, his children, his grandchildren, they're out of line of succession because Charles isn't. So he needs to go on to the next person, and that would be Prince Andrew, the the son of Elizabeth and Philip. The next in line would be his daughter, Beatrice, who got married not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was after the Harry and Meghan wedding, but I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that. You can just Google it. If Beatrice, for whatever reason, didn't have any children, or whatever, the throne would go on to her sister, Princess Eugenie. Or Eugene. I think it's Eugene. Eugene is the guy named Eugene. And after her, her son August would take the throne as the 12th in line. Let's just say, for example, that both Charles and Andrew got thrown out of line of succession. Number 13 needs to take their place. That would be Prince Edward. Now, Prince Edward is the youngest son of Elizabeth and Philip. They do have a daughter, Princess Anne, who is in the line of succession. She's just further down. But the problem is, by the time this line of succession was set up, women went behind after the men. The law was changed in 2013 when Prince George was born. And for example, Charlotte, if after William is king and it needs to be succeeded by George, if George dies or abdicates or whatever, Princess Charlotte would take the throne before Louis. But because of when the children of Queen Elizabeth were born, this thing didn't exist. That's why Princess Anne is the last in the line of succession in terms of Elizabeth's children, and not Prince Edward. Princess Anne, by the way, she is the second eldest child after Charles. Anyway, back to Edward the 13th. He has 2 children, James and Louise, and it will be the 14th and the 15th in the line of succession. And then we would get to the 16th, and that would be Princess Anne, Princess Royal. She has 2 children, Peter and Zara. The first one would be Peter, but because he's the eldest, if Sarah were to have been born before, she would be the one. But it is Peter, sorry. Have I said Louis? Just have them all written down, and Louis is right above Peter. Peter, in turn, has 2 children, so if he, dies, when he dies, first of all, Savannah would take the throne, and if not, Isla, at the age of 20, at the place of 19 in the line of succession. And if Isla died and have any children, or abdicates or whatever, Zara would take the throne. And that is a British line of succession. It's not really not that complicated. It's easy to go through the children, and then for the children you need primogeniture. For the grandchildren, the grandchildren you would need primogeniture, but because there are no eldest daughters, it's the same thing. For the great grandchildren, there's no primogeniture because George. And also Savannah and Isla, 18th and 19th in the line of succession, they are Elizabeth's great grandchildren, not just grandchildren, great grandchildren. She will be able to see her great grandchildren at the rate she's living at. But so there you go. That is the British line of succession. Kind of interesting. It's not history per se, but it's history in the making, because this will apply. Maybe in a few years, maybe. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I have the cheat sheet because there's a lot of names and the numbers, like, and I have this all, I mean, like, if you want to look at it, it's all drawn out, and like the numbers, it helps, trust me. I'm gonna leave it there. So I hope you liked it. I hope you found it interesting, and yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.